Well, we got a real special treat for you today on Sport Fishing on the Fly. We're on the Turnagain River with KO Fly Fishing Adventures, and it should be pretty cool. We're going to unexplored waters.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to test fish it myself yet.
And what do they call it? The falls. We're going really to the head end of the Turnagain River.
Yeah, got the boat to do so might as well.
I know, and we got the great driver. We got your Uncle Don at the helm of the jet boat. I tell you, it could be crazy skinny water getting up there, I would imagine.
Yeah, we haven't test fished it yet, so we don't know what we're going to get, really.
Like nothing, we don't know.
I don't know.
Well, let's go up there and find out. So it's exploring new waters on the Turnagain River today as we take you sport fishing on the fly. As we mentioned on the intro, we're heading all the way up today. We're assuming it's about a 3-hour run all the way up the river, and always the best case is to fish on the way up, because if you try to fish on the way down, the water gets a little murky. So we're just finding these little pockets, probably try it for 10-15 minutes, give it a shot, and then head on up. Sun's just coming out, you know, it's pretty cool this morning, but I have my closer, have my dry line. I'm gonna try a few casts here first on the way up. See if we can hook a nice dolly for you. It's a nice little dolly. Hey.
On the
No,
dam.
you know what it is? It's a monster, the real big grayling. Ate this huge thing.
Oh, look at that. Little dolly just grabbed my...
Dolly? You gotta see the size of this grayling.
Grabbed your fly.
Look at the size of this grayling.
Oh, it's a monster grayling.
It is.
We're fishing
Yeah.
for bull trout. Can see the size of my fly in that bull trout's mouth. They'll hit a huge, but that grayling hit a bull trout fly.
Yeah, I know. And we're moving up to the big pond.
That's a trophy grayling.
And I just can't believe that grayling ate that big a fly.
Wow.
Like, look at the size of that.
That's a big grayling.
Is it ever? Look at this. I mean, they got beautiful colors, but I just can't believe it. That's a monster pattern. Look at that. Look at how healthy that grayling is. That's just a great big grayling. And look at I just can't believe the fly ate. I mean, look at that. I use that for lake trout. And look at that. Look at the back fin on it. Like, that thing is, you know, it's 3.5, 4 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a big grayling. Isn't that unreal? Unreal.
Wow.
Those were the first. Yeah, those are the first 2 runs through there. Of course, our captain, Chief Don, he selected the spot. He said, "Hey, you got to come in here." Eric was telling us the back end will be really good for dollies. Geez, and bam, bam, first 2 casts.
Yeah,
And,
right off
but
the beach.
you know what's
hitting
amazing?
Our great big flies.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the size
I can't
of
believe
that.
a grayling ate that. Like, look at that. And the hook in it. Look at the size of the hook.
I know. I use that for monster lakers up at Kluane.
The hook's
And,
a grayling.
and he ate it.
You knew it had to be a big grayling for that.
Wow. Well, let's get another one. Oh, boy, they like those big patterns, eh?
A big,
Big polar bear.
polar bear.
How's he look?
I think he looks pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah, you had to rig up with the heavy artillery.
Yeah, he smacked that. Oh, look at the size of their heads.
Yeah, I know. But imagine, they're 20-pound fish in here. So we got the smaller guys biting right now, but maybe by the time we get up to the
They
head
can
end.
really pull. I think they're underrated.
Yeah, they do pull.
They're
Bulldogs.
like a big brown trout, they feel like. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it goes.
He's going to keep squirming. Good job, man.
And we're just on our way up. You know, we got
Just
a
heading
ways
up
to
the
go. Yeah, we got a
falls.
couple hours
this
yet.
morning we're going to go to uncharted territory we've never gone before, so we thought we'd hit some bull trout pools on the way up. We know there'll be tons of grayling up there. So it's great already. Dawn's hooked a monster grayling, and we've had a bunch of bull trout in here. Excellent.
Just wait till we get up there.
Oh, yeah.
This is really kind of like classic steelheading. You know,
Yeah.
we're working these upper runs. You can see the beautiful run here. It comes into a nice back eddy. And working just like a steelhead. We've got a few people working it. All I'm doing is roll casting out. Dale's got a sink tip. He's working first, so he's getting down deeper. I'm staying a little higher. And just do the shuffle. So, you know, you take a couple of casts. If you don't catch anything, make a couple more steps down and just keep working your way all the way. And that's a good way. You can also head right back to the head of the pool and start working it again. So it gives everybody a shot at different fish and different holes. Good way to work it.
Oh, there's another little guy.
Another little guy. But that's two now, like just right in this little back hole. So what we have is the big flow. The boys are working over there, Dale and Danny. And Eric and I have been working this back in. And you've got a couple little guys now. And there's the fly, you know. Oh, there he goes. But there's the fly. So a nice big guy. You know, I've got the big guy on, but about the same length. I mean, my hook's a monster because it's for lake trout, but still, that's a nice little minnow pattern. That seems to work in the day. So one thing we've noticed over the past little while, white, you know, bright white and white minnow-like patterns and when bright sunlight. And this morning, the darker colors were working. Now the other darker colors aren't working at all, and the lighter colors. So if I was smart, I would put some light on.
Yeah, change it up.
You never know, and I might just do that.
Sure.
Nice, get another one.
That's another one, eh? Dolly smacked her. They're just voracious like a little pike, eh? He was hungry for the big streamer fly. Didn't want the snack, he wanted the full meal deal. Yeah, we're trying our different flies. Some have the great big streamer and others with the little tidbit.
So we made it after, I would say about an hour and a half long run. You know, we worked our way up, caught a few grayling on the way. We were looking for rainbows. And of course, we'll get grayling and dollies up in here, but we made it. There are the big falls here. Just a really heavy set of rapids. You can see we're right at the base of the mountain. And it's just beautiful rocks along here. So of course, Dale, he just takes off. He's way up at the head end fishing already. Eric and I are just gonna work out front and see what we can get. But you know, we'll try the Italian spider fly. I've got a little caddis on right now. Try some naturals for the rainbows first. And if not, it's just tough because those grayling want to eat it right away. Right, grayling are very aggressive. They're the first ones to eat, and Dan's just picking them off down there, just steady. So I'm gonna get out here and give it a try. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that came right up behind the rock, right where you expect them. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a good fighting, really. Nice. Oh, another gorgeous fish. Just picking them off steady. Wow, this guy's got just brilliant colors to him. Wow. Just gonna flick him off here. There he goes. Gone. Wow. On the little caddis, I think I'm gonna have to actually, I'll keep using it, work my way down. I don't know, maybe I'll have to work my way up since those guys are way up there, but now wait and see. So we're at the headwaters now. We moved up to where Dale was. You know, we were catching quite a few grayling down below, and we'll head down there for lunch later. But Eric wanted to try right at the head end. He's already, you can see him sitting on the rock. He's already got two little rainbows up there, and he's picking more and more rainbows up at that very head end. So we'll start down here. He's waving us up, but we're not in a hurry. We'll get up there eventually. We're gonna work these grayling down here and then get up and catch some of those smaller rainbow for you. But I can take a cast right in here. See what I can get. Nice grayling to start. Oh, all right. Always bigger fish at the head end. That's a nice fish. Gonna be fun trying to get this guy off.
Little one.
Oh man.
Little grayling.
Well, I'm gonna just have to flick him off. I won't be able to hold him up because I'm kind of on a bad angle, but that's a good sized grayling there.
Well, maybe there was a rainbow there. Nice grayling, though. Oh, it's a nice grayling. Oh. Off he goes.
Quite a bit of current out a little bit further. Tough to keep that fly floating. So I'll probably have to move down towards Dale after, but always nice to work this top end for rainbows, because we know they're here. Today on the bench, I want to tie you up the Italian spider fly. It's one of our best overall dry fly patterns, so make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. We'll use a size 12 Tiemco 205 BL hook to tie on, some 6/0 black thread, some pink or red mono as the butt, some golden olive pheasant tail for the body, some gray dun neck hackle for the hackles, some green Krystal flash for the underwing, and some short fine natural deer hair for the wing. To start the fly off, I've taken my pink thread and I'm gonna go right to the rear of the hook and just tie in a small butt on the fly. And it's more of an attractor than anything. Now the butt's tied in, I've taken my black thread and I'm gonna tie it on to start the fly. And again, make sure you form a good base on this hook. Now that we have our thread tied on, I'm going to take a hackle and I'm going to tie it in right in front of the butt, and just tie it in by the butt end. And we're going to hold this off the back until after we tie in our body. Now that we have the hackle tied in, waiting to be palmered up the body after, I've taken about 4 or 5 of my pheasant tail fibers, and I'm going to tie these in again right in the rear of the hook. And I'm just going to tie it in again by the tips. I just want to tie these in by the tips, secure them down, and then I'm going to wrap them forward right to the eyelet to form the body. Now that we have the body tied in, we're going to take some hackle pliers, hook it onto our hackle, and start winding the hackle forward to hackle the body. And I usually take about 7 to 10 wraps up the body. Now that we've brought our hackle forward to palmer the body, I'm going to take 2 strands of my Krystal flash, and this is my green Krystal flash. I'm going to double it over on the thread, and I'm going to form a small underwing. So just bring these back right on top of the fly, and then I'm just going to cut them about the length of the hook. Once I have the green Krystal flash underwing tied in, I've taken a stacked chunk of my deer hair. It's a pretty good allotment of deer hair. I want this to be a fairly full wing. I'm going to measure back right to the end of the butt so you can see where the butt is. I want those tips to be about equal with the butt. And just take a couple of easy wraps, loose wraps, and then tighten up a little bit. And just to tie in that wing. Now that I've taken a few wraps to tighten up my wing, I'm going to bring my thread to in front of essentially the head of the fly, and wrap around near the eyelet and whip finish there, and then we're going to trim the head on the fly just to form a small head on it. Now that I've whip finish off the fly, I'm going to pull all this deer hair forward, just the very head of it, and just trim it to form a small head on the fly. Just trim off some of your excess deer hair, and then you have a real nice little head on the fly that's all trimmed up. So there it is, the finished Italian spider fly. If you want a pattern that sits really high in the water and is super easy to see, this is the pattern you want to use. Well, we're starting our way down. We had to leave the top end so we can get the boat through those crazy sections. So we're going to work for some bull trout now. We had great dry fly in the top. We've seen some nice bull trout, so we're going to work our way down. So I got the big rod out. heavy sink tip, big clouser on, trying for some bulls. So we're gonna stop at all these different big pockets along the way and work them hard. Because there's some big bullies in here. We saw one in that upper hole that had to be 20 plus pounds. It was just a monster.
Oh, it's a good.
Oh yeah, they're just stacked in there.
Oh, he's trying to eat my trailing. There's a big one.
Oh, it's a good one.
Check
It's
it out. He's huge. He's trying to eat my trailing.
Oh, that is
there's
cool.
big ones. Where's mine?
Get him, Don.
That is so cool.
I got a big one on too. I think so.
All right, here's a good one.
Look at the yapper
Yeah,
on him.
I know. That's a, oh. You got heavy pound test.
15 pounds.
Yeah, 15, that's good. Yeah, he's a big boy. That's more
May have to
like
aim
it.
his
Oh,
nose
gee,
up the
tough time.
rocks.
Yeah, there we go, I got him. Whoa, just hold him up.
Oh.
That's more like it. Check that out. Isn't that a gorgeous? Look at the colors. They're just gorgeous fish. Just beautiful. That's got some weight to him, and
It
there's
does,
a bigger,
yeah.
there's a bigger one in there.
Yeah, I had the big guy on to start, and then he just kind of let me pop this.
Yeah,
out.
and that's what they're loving, eh? The big stuff.
Okay.
There's a
Look
hook.
at the size of that
Yeah.
fly.
Well, look at how beautiful they are. Look at that. Look at how fat they are. They're just super fat. Beautiful colors. You know, they got the orange, the yellow, the white fins. You know, true char. All right, let's point him out. He wants to go anyways. And we get him on his way here. There he goes. Look at that barge. Boom, gone. Oh, yeah. And there's bigger guys in there. There's one that
Yeah,
snarfed
that
at
one
first.
snarfed by
that was
initially.
probably, you know, 7, 8.
Yeah.
There was 10, 12 pounder, and we seen a 20. Like we saw one that was like
Yeah,
that big up at the very head. We're on our way back.
Back on our way back down.
Very
now.
cool.
Oh, a toad. Oh, that looks like the female. Here, I'll just get my fly out of the beak of him here. Hey, look at how hard it is to get that out of there.
Well, there's what we've been looking for, buddy.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
a
nice?
typical,
Oh,
real nice Turnagain River bull trout.
I'll get this out of the way. Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't that? With the colors on them and
Those pink dots down the middle.
just voracious.
Oh yeah.
Voracious on there.
Yeah, the bigger the fly, the better. Like I
Yeah,
said, the bigger the fly,
absolutely.
The bigger
Excellent.
Very
Thank
welcome.
you, Eric.
the fish. Not a problem, my man.
Great stuff. Now, was that a lot of fun?
All day long,
Hey?
buddy. All day long.
So I just want to take a little break and talk to Chief Donnie Van Summer about some of the innovative things your nation is doing.
Yeah, for sure, Don, you bet. So we are the Kudacha Nation, which is one of the 5 nations of the Cascadene. And you know, the Northern Rockies where we sit is our backyard. We have the KO Fishing Adventures, which is an outdoor adventure. We partnership with the KO Outfitters on the Turnagain. And we have, our ancestors have walked here forever, and we want to keep this part of the world. You know, the water's pristine and the scenery and animals intact so that our youth and our children and our grandchildren get to use it as our ancestors did.
And that's the beauty, and that's what we talk about on the show all the time, is preservation, conservation, so our grandkids and, you know, future generations can enjoy it. And I think that's very cool, the way you guys are doing.
Yes, exactly. Like we are working, you know, economic ventures along with some forestry companies and also some mining companies, Don. But we see the need and for our youth to enjoy what our ancestors did, like I said, and preserve this for them in the future.
Well, you know what? You got a beautiful backyard. How many acres or miles of backyard do you
Around
have?
400,000 square miles within the Yukon and the Northern Rockies. And,
Beautiful
yeah,
part
it's
of
a
the
beautiful
world.
part of the
You know
world.
what? I want to thank you for bringing us up here because it has been a wonderful trip.
Well, I thank you, Don,
You
and
betcha.
hope we see you back again.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Wow, what a great day on the water. That was amazing. We saw water that I don't think a human's fished up there in an awful long time. And we went way up to the head end, probably a 3-hour run, and came down. You were Mr. Dolly man. You took after Dolly down in the back.
Oh, I learned his technique. The little jigging technique was key.
Exactly. But I want to thank the crew. You know, Candace in the lodge for doing all the great cooking for us and making sure everything was really comfortable. Eric for the guiding. Our captain, Dawn, fantastic. Rodney for all the work out there. And Dolly Dan, you know, he showed us that technique. It worked out great. And of course, Cash. Getting us all those little bugs to play with. It was great. So when you come out here, definitely give KO Fishing Adventures a call. It's a great place to come. It's a beautiful part of the world. Spectacular. So take care, conserve our waters, and we'll see you next time when we take you sport fishing on the fly. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one showing, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.